What's going on, guys? Wheelie YouTube here, back with another video. I woke up this morning and I said I want to talk about Phantom Beastcraft monsters, so that is precisely what I'm going to do. So, they are machine wind based archetype, and they won't be coming out for another 5 months or so, but I'm going to talk about them anyway, and this is the second episode of my Looking into the Future series. So, basically, there are so many different variants of the deck, I found it very difficult to choose any one variant. So I'm dealing with a very basic one, which basically just revolves around spamming tokens to the field. Not for any particular purpose. I'm going to say if there's one purpose, it's probably to XYZ. A lot of people are focusing on the synchro element of this deck, since you're special summoning so many level 3 tokens that using them for a synchro summon is just so easy to do. But in any case, there's 5 monsters currently out in the set and 3 spells and traps. So let's get straight into it. So we first of all have Phantom Beastcraft Black Falcon. Before I start, one feature of all of these monsters is that while you control token, they can be destroyed by battle or by card effects. And also, they gain the levels of all, the combined levels of all tokens currently on the field. So, it's very easy to make, ranks 4, 7, and 10, and ranks 3, 6, and 9, respectively, in the XYZ category. So, Black Falcon, 1200 attack, 1700 defense. When he attacks, special summon one Phantom Beastcraft token. And his level is increased, and he can be destroyed while you control a token. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you contribute 1 token to target 1 monster your opponent controls. Change that target to face-up defense position. Now, you will notice that Thunder King Ryo has 1100 defense points, which means that this is a very easy way to get over a Thunder King Ryo if it is annoying your deck. Second of all, we have Phantom Beastcraft Ray Stealth. So, when this inflicts battle damage to your opponent, special summon one Phantom Beastcraft token. I know what you're thinking, he only has 100 attack points, however, he has 2100 defense points. So you can basically just set him face down, and then he'll inflict battle damage when your opponent attacks into him with, let's just say, a Thunder King Ryo again. He has the same features as the other ones by increasing levels and being indestructible while you control a token. And once per turn, you contribute 1 token to blow up a spell or trap. It's not too bad, and I actually don't see that many people running this card. I just think that people think that there are better alternatives, and if they're trying to fit in all these kind of weird variants of the deck, space is kind of an issue. So, I mean, this variant probably wouldn't even work out that well. I mean, there's only 16 monsters in the deck. I can't imagine it working out too well, but I just kind of threw it together really quickly. Next of all, we have Phantom Beastcraft Hamstrato. He is my favourite of them. Excuse me. So when he's flipped face up, you special summon 2 Phantom Beastcraft tokens. And of course, because they're flipped up before damage is calculated, he can't be destroyed by battle as soon as they are on the field. And so he's flipped up, 2 tokens are special summoned, and then he isn't destroyed. His level is increased as usual, and he's indestructible while you control a token. And you contribute 1 token to target 1 Phantom Beastcraft monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, and the effect can only be used once per turn. So the ideal situation would be if he was attacked into, flip face up, and then you draw for turn. Then you summon this guy, Mega Raptor, or this guy, Tetherwolf, and then you use the effect of Hamstrato to bring back either one of those monsters. Then you would have 2 tokens on the field, a Hamstrato, and the Tetherwolf, and the Mega Raptor. So you'd be able to overlay for a rank 10, for example, Gustav Max, or something like that. So next of all we have, yes, Phantom Beastcraft Mega Raptor. So when a token is special summoned to your side of the field, special summon a Phantom Beastcraft token. It can only be used once per turn, and you can tribute a token, I believe, to search for a Phantom Beastcraft monster added from your deck to your hand. So he's kind of the Stratos of the deck, and he happens to be stronger than Stratos, and a 1900 beater, which is kind of nice. Next of all, a card I also don't see too often in the deck, even though I think it's amazing, it's just so easy to get tokens out. So when he's normal summoned, you special summon a token. Increase its card's level, and he's indestructible while you control a token. And once per damage step that this card battles a monster, you contribute 1 token monster, and he gains 800 attack. So he basically becomes a 2500 beater. You can use this if you're going per game, because you use this in the damage step, and then you chain limiter removal in the damage step, and this guy actually becomes a 5000 beater, which is kind of crazy. And finally I have 2 Blue Thunders, which aren't part of the archetype, but which can also special summon tokens and are machines. So, tech cards that are common to this deck, Forbidden Lances, to enable them to attack over stuff. Also creature swaps, because your tokens have 0 attack points, you can just put them in attack position and switch at one of your opponent's monsters. There's other options as well. Limiter removal, of course, is the obvious choice. Scramble is pretty good, so if your opponent controls more monsters than your non-token monsters, tribute any number of Phantom Beastcraft tokens you control and special summon the same number of Phantom Beastcraft monsters from your deck, but they are returned to the deck during the end phase. Only 1 scramble can be activated per turn. So, if you wanted to swarm the field, this is a good way to do it, but unfortunately, the reason people don't run multiples of this card is because you're tributing tokens to special summon the monsters, And you want to keep the tokens on the field so that your levels can remain high for all your Phantom Beastcraft monsters. So that's why I don't think it's that suitable a card, really. I don't think you'll see too much play. We have 2 copies of Aerial Charge. So once per turn, you can special summon 1 Phantom Beastcraft token, and during each of both players' end phases, tribute 1 token or Phantom Beastcraft monster, or send this card to the graveyard. So it is a very quick way to get a token on the field, and I believe it is real like Dark Smog in that it is spell speed 2, ergo a quick effect, and those can be activated during either player's turn, as long as it's responding to an effect which starts a chain. So, you know, it's not too bad. You can use it to get tokens on the field pretty quickly. If you want to increase a monster's level, or if you want to make it indestructible in battle, they're going to have to attack the token first. So it kind of diverts the attention of the opponent. I have 1 copy of Barrel Roll. Do a Barrel Roll. Yeah, a lot of people are favouring Forbidden Lance over Barrel Roll simply because it may act like a Solemn Judgment, but you have to tribute all Phantom Beastcraft tokens. So you can negate an effect or a spell or trap for free, pretty much, by tributing all Phantom Beastcraft tokens you control. But you don't necessarily ever want to do that. So unless it's really early game and you only have 1 token on the field, let's say you normal summon the Tether Wolf and you special summon your token, and you set a couple back row, one of which is Barrel Roll, and then your opponent tries to, you know, do something, and then you're just like, no thanks, I think I'll negate that. So that's the only way I can think of it being useful, but it's pretty costly late game when you're trying to push for a game and you have a lot of tokens on the field and you're overlaying like crazy, and, you know, stuff is going down, basically. It's not too bad if you have the rank 7 Dragosack on the field, this guy, because he can special summon tokens every turn, so Barrel Roll, you know, keep it in mind. So I have the Solemn Brigade, and another card which is absolutely ridiculous in this deck, Spiritual Wind Art Miyabi. So you tribute one wind monster. Did someone say tribute a token? To select 1 card in your opponent's side of the field and return it to the bottom of the owner's deck. So we don't have the Wind Monarch yet, but when we do, it's going to become even better, because it'll be so easy to get wind monsters into the graveyard. 2 Deepers and 2 Bottomless and 2 Torrential. So that's basically it for the archetype. As for the extra deck, the only relevant things worth mentioning are the new guys. So Phantom Beastcraft Dragosack. If you get this guy out, it's just so annoying for your opponent. Also, there's some very interesting rulings, which I'm going to go through in a second. So, first of all, 2 level 7 monsters, which means he's generic, which means other decks can use him as well, such as like Mermails, for example. Not sure why I would. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material, special summon 2 Phantom Beastcraft tokens. So you just get 2 free tokens, basically. And while you control a token, he can be destroyed by battle or card effects. Oh yay! What fun for your opponent. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 Phantom Beastcraft monster you control to target 1 card in the field. Destroy that target. This card cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect. So if there's something troubling you that is higher attack than this card, you can just wait. You can just tribute 1 of your tokens to blow it up, and like a BLS, for example, and then just sit on tokens and just, you know, this deck is kind of, it can sit back when it needs to. It can also go on the offensive when it needs to. So that's what makes it particularly awesome. Other notable monsters include number 92, Hard Earth Dragon. So 3 level 9 monsters. He can be destroyed by battle. Your opponent takes any battle damage you have taken from battles involving him. And during your opponent's end phase, you can detach 1 XYZ material, banish all cards that your opponent normal summon, special summon, or set this turn. And when this card is destroyed while it has an XYZ material, you can special summon it from the graveyard, and when you do, it gains 1,000 attack for each card currently banished. So the way you would do that would be, say your opponent attacks into a Ray Stealth, you have a Hamstrato in your hand, special summon the token with the Ray Stealth, normal summon the Hamstrato, I don't know, special summon something. You need to have you would need to have another token on the field in order to get this effect off effectively. And one thing is that the only reason that people would run Ray Stealth at all would be as a target for Hamstrato, even though it can target itself, so it actually doesn't make much of a difference. Regarding rulings with Phantom Beastcraft Dragosack, a lot of people play Black Rose Dragon on Dueling Network, and if Black Rose Dragon its effect is activated while Dragosack is facing on the field with tokens, the tokens are destroyed, but Dragosack is not. That is the way it's ruled, because when the effect resolves, there are still tokens on the field, which means that Dragosack is protected while those tokens are still in the field, and when the tokens are off the field, the effect is resolved. Therefore, Dragosack has missed the chance of being destroyed while there are no tokens on the field. So it's a really good ruling. It protects him from everything. So as long as you have tokens on the field, you're pretty much safe from all mass destruction cards or anything like that. If they Dark Hollow you, he still stays on the field. It's really, really pesky, and I can imagine your opponent being extremely frustrated playing against this deck. And of course you have access to other rank 6s. You know, Constellar, who we don't have yet, unfortunately. Photon Strike Bouncer. You have access to rank 3s and rank 4s, assuming that you don't have any tokens on the field, such as M-Mains, Bison Dragon, etc., Abyss Dweller. Other rank 7s, like Big Eye. Even though I think you're always going to go into Phantom Beastcraft Dragon Sack because it's just free protection. And of course you have rank 10s and rank 9s. As I said, the rank 9 was the Hard Earth Dragon, also Dyson Sphere. And for rank 10s you have the Robot Galaxy Destroyer fella and Super Dreadnought Railcan Gustav Max. So this is probably the choice you would make because it's just 2,000 free damage, and then if they have no monsters, 3,000 more damage. Also he happens to be a machine, which means you can use limit removal on him, and it's like the easiest OTK in the universe. So that's the deck anyway. I mean, that's kind of the basic version of the deck. There are other variants involving, you know, since there's so many tokens, you can tribute very easily. So people toss in things like Archer Christia, Light and Darkness Dragon. They toss in Tragoedius to make level 10s easier. Of course, Monarchs are very suitable to this deck, like Ryza and Caius. Fiend Sanctuary to get more tokens on the field. Like if you go to the deck gallery online on Pojo, you'll see all sorts of weird decks. There's ones involving the Machina archetype. There's ones involving DD Sprite, Genix Ally Birdman, and Unknown Synchron, which is kind of interesting. Light and Darkness Dragon, etc., as I've said. But you're better off just kind of checking out, of course there's Geargies. You're better off just checking out the deck for yourself and seeing what variant suits you best, because when I was looking them up, it's usually like in windups where there's just kind of one variant, it's just windups, and there's no kind of side variant of it. But these are machines and these are win, which means that, and there's tokens involved, which means that everyone's going to think about some creative way to do it. I've also seen Debris Dragon, and the funny thing about Debris Dragon is Debris Dragon plus Dandelion plus a level 3 token equals Trident Dragon, and then he gets 2 tokens from Dandelion when he special summons, so he can basically destroy the tokens to attack multiple times. I think that's how it works anyway. I think there's that kind of activate first, resolve last thing, but I'm pretty sure he destroys 2 of his own cards to have an additional attack during each battle phase. Anyway guys, make the decision for yourselves whether this archetype is good. I personally think it's going to be tier 1.5 or so. It's a little bit slow at times, but it can be extremely frustrating because you can sit back on your trap cards or whatever and defend yourself, and as long as you have tokens on the field, nothing is going to happen to you, basically. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm Wee the YouTuber, and I am signing out. Peace.